Are you tired of making boring plots in the R programming language that just use the default white and gray backgrounds? Do you want to add a little splash of color and make your plots truly pop like this? If you answered yes to this question, then this is the video for you. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's me, the part-time economist, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to change the background color of the plots that you make in the R programming language. Now, let's go ahead and just jump right in. So, in order to do this, you're going to need to install both the Tidyverse and the Palmer Penguins package. Now, the Tidyverse is the plotting functionality, all of that we're going to use. Palmer Penguins is just a sample data set. You don't actually need Palmer Penguins. If you have your own data, that is totally fine. But for the purposes of the tutorial, it's often helpful if everyone is on the same page. So once you have those installed, go ahead and pull them into your workspace using the library command. And then we are going to create a very basic scatter plot that looks something like this. Now, if you have no idea how to get started with a basic scatter plot, do not worry. I have a video that I will link to that breaks it down, that makes everything nice and simple. But again, for the purposes of this video, we are going to assume that you have an existing plot. Now, to actually start changing background colors, you want to do the plus sign and then you want to do THEME. And inside of the theme command, you're going to put all of the different aspects of the plot that you want to change. Now, the key thing to understand here is that there are two different aspects that we have to change. So if you're looking at this plot right now, you'll notice that we have a white background and we have a gray background. On the default plot, the white background is the plot background and the gray background is the panel background. We want to change them both, so we have to do two separate commands. So the way that we're going to do this is by telling R what we want to change. So we want to change the plot.background. And what aspect of the background do we want to change? We are trying to change the shape, right? This background color. So we're going to go with ELEMENT and we're going to go with element_rect. Now, this is important to pay attention to because you'll notice there's different options. If we were changing text, we would use element text. If we were changing lines, such as grid lines, which I'm going to show you how to do, we would use element_line. Anytime we're working with a big background shape, though, we're going to use element_rect, and then we're going to type COLOR equals, and let's go with BLACK. Now, you're going to notice this does not actually change the background color. Why is that? Color actually changes the border, right? So you can't see it, but if you were to zoom in, there would be a black border. And the reason I showed you that is because that is a common mistake. When I was first getting started in R, I thought color is color, right? If I'm telling you to change the background and I'm telling you a color, you should change the background color, but that is not how it works. So the way that we actually need to do that is to type fill. So F-I-L-L. And we're going to go with, again, BLACK, and that's going to give us what we want. Now, that's a partial success, right? We changed the background color, which is good, but we created some additional problems. Number one, we can't see our axis labels anymore, right? They are completely covered up. They merge in with the black background. So I will show you how to fix that. Do not worry. But the second problem is that still we need to change this gray panel background. And the way that we're going to do that is by adding a comma, going with panel.background. And the cool thing you'll notice, and this is why I love ggplot so much, is that everything is the same. We're just telling it to apply these changes to a different element. So again, we could literally just copy and paste this, and that is exactly what we're going to do to work smarter, not harder. So panel background, element rect, color is black, fill is black. Let's go ahead and run that. Now everything is black, right? Obviously, again, still some problems that we need to address. So the first thing, just to make it a little bit more exciting, let's change the color here to green, just so you can see what I was talking about with that border. Okay, perfect. So let's start fixing these things that we have messed up. So we want to change the axis labels so that we can actually see them. And the way that we're going to do that is by typing axis.tit, and it's going to be axis.title, and we're going to go with element underscore. Now, again, this is very important. We're going to go with element underscore text, and again, It makes sense because we're changing text. There's no shape. There's no background. There is no rectangle, right? So we're not using element rect. We are using element text. If you use the wrong thing, it's not going to do what you want. And we're going to go with color, C-O-L-O-R, and let's go with white. Again, keep in mind, you can make this whatever you want. You can make it purple. You can make it orange. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that's a little bit of progress. Now what we want to do is we want to change the numbers, right? So you can't see it that well, but we've got 40, 50, 60, these tick marks essentially. What we want to do, we want to go with AXIS dot, and this time what we want to do is TEXT, and we want to go with the X, obviously. We're going to go with element underscore text, and we're going to go with color equals WHITE. Okay, perfect. So we've got the X taken care of. Again, this is why I love ggplot, because changing it for the Y is literally the exact same thing. We just have to change one small thing, which is this label. So let's do that. Okay, perfect. So now we're kind of where we want to be, right? We can see almost everything. Two small things that we still want to change. So obviously we can't see our points anymore. That is a huge problem. Now this is something we talked about in the very first lesson, but changing the point color is super simple. We're just going to go up to the geom underscore point. We're going to do color, and we're going to go equals, and you know what? Let's keep with this green and black theme. I really like it. So green. Okay, we can see the dots. And last thing I want to show you, I think these white grid lines look really good, but if you wanted to change the grid lines to something else, maybe, let's just say for whatever reason we wanted to change it to purple, right? The way that we would do that is by going to panel.grid and then element underscore. Now, which do you think we're going to use here, right? We're changing lines. We're not changing text. We're not changing a shape. So we're going to use element underscore line, and then we're going to go with COLOR equals, and you know what? Let's go with, I don't remember what I said I was going to use, so let's go with purple, and boom. There you go. We've got our plot. We've got everything going. You know what? I actually think since we're doing the purple grid lines, we should probably do the purple border also. So PURPLE. Okay, perfect. So now we have got our plot. Everything is visible. It looks a lot more interesting. Is this the kind of plot you would put in a scientific journal? Probably not. But if you were doing some kind of a presentation where you wanted a splash of color, this would get the job done. So as always, I do appreciate you watching the video. I hope you found it useful, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.